At Travis Kelce's small 35th birthday party, Taylor Swift surprised him with a song that would make everyone cry and show how well she knew the man she loved. This would change how his family saw their relationship forever. October 5th, 2024, at 6:15 p.m., the smell of Donna Kelce's famous pot roast filled the air as the warm autumn light came through the windows of Travis Kelce's Kansas City home. Travis was really confused about why his girlfriend had insisted on making a fancy dinner when he had told her he wanted a low-key birthday. "Babe, this is way too much," Travis yelled to Taylor, who was moving around his kitchen like she had been doing it for years. "I told you I just wanted Netflix and pizza." Taylor Swift turned from the stove with that smile that made Travis's heart skip a beat. After more than a year together, she was wearing a comfy cream sweater and jeans and had her hair pulled back in a messy bun. "Believe me, it's perfect. Also, your mom made the pot roast. I only helped with the sides." Travis didn't know that Taylor had been planning this night for 3 months. She worked with Donna, Jason, and Kylie to make sure everyone could come. She had also been working on something else, something that kept her up late in her Nashville studio, writing lyrics and melodies that expressed everything she felt about the man who had completely changed her view of love. When Jason and Kylie came in with their 3 daughters, Travis's face lit up. Patrick and Brittany Mahomes and their kids came in right after them. And the house quickly filled with the warm, cozy chaos of family coming together. As everyone got comfortable in the living room, kids' laughter mixed with boring adult talk. "Okay, this is better," Travis said with a smile as he picked up his niece Wyatt. "This feels like home now." Taylor saw him talk to the kids. He made each of them feel important and heard by getting down to their level. It was one of the things that made her fall in love with him so deeply. This big guy could take on defensive linemen who weighed 300 pounds, but he melted when a 6-year-old asked him to read a story. Dinner was a complete mess. People at the table told stories about Travis's childhood. Taylor laughed so hard at embarrassing things that happened to him during his first year as a rookie and family memories. She loved being able to see little bits of Travis's world before her, the way his family had made him the man who was sitting next to her. "Do you remember when Travis tried to make mom breakfast in bed for her birthday and almost set the kitchen on fire? Jason was talking and pointing with his fork. I was 8 years old," Travis complained, but he was also laughing, and the fire department said it was just a small fire in the kitchen. "Little." Donna shook her head and smiled. For 20 minutes, the smoke alarm was going off. As the laughter faded, Travis reached over and squeezed Taylor's hand under the table. He loved these times the most, when the two worlds he loved most came together without any problems. Taylor fit in with his family like she had always been there. And his family loved her, not as Taylor Swift, the famous person, but as the woman who made their son and brother happier than they'd ever seen him. After dinner, everyone went back to the living room with coffee and Donna's apple pie. Taylor felt her nerves start to kick in. She had sung for millions of people and won many awards, but the thought of singing the song she had written for Travis in front of his family scared her more than any stadium crowd. "Before we eat cake," Taylor said as she stood up and smoothed out her sweater, "I have a gift for the birthday boy." Travis looked up from where he was building a tower of blocks with his nephew Bennett. "Babe, you already gave me that great watch. You didn't have to get me anything else," Taylor said. "This isn't something I bought," as she walked over to the corner where she had quietly put her guitar case earlier. "I made this." Taylor took out her acoustic guitar, the same one she used to write some of her biggest hits, and the room got quiet. Travis's eyes got bigger when he figured out what was going on. "Taylor, you don't have to." "Yes, I do," she said firmly as she sat down on the ottoman in front of him, "because there are some things that can only be said through music." She took a deep breath and her fingers found the familiar chords she had played hundreds of times at her studio. Everything else in the room seemed to fade away when she looked up at Travis. She said softly, "This is called 87 Reasons, and it's about why I fell in love with the Cleveland Heights football player who wears number 87. The first soft chords filled the room, and Taylor's voice, which was clear and vulnerable in a way that only happened when she sang from the bottom of her heart, began to tell their story. Asterisk 87 reasons why I care about you. The way you say my name like millions of other people have said it before. Like I'm not well known, just a Taylor Jane star. Travis's breath stopped when it was just the two of them and the rest of the world didn't exist. He called her Taylor Jane. You showed me what it feels like to be safe. Not the kind of protection that bodyguards give, but the way you keep my heart from breaking while you're right next to me. As she listened to this beautiful declaration of love, Donna Kelce reached for a tissue. Her eyes were already filling with tears as she watched her son's face change. You'd run 87 yards to find me in a crowd of people, calling my name 87 times. You've shown you love me without asking for anything in return. Asterisks. The chorus was simple, but it was very honest and hurtful. Taylor had captured something very important about Travis: his selfless love, the way he helped her career without trying to use it for his own gain, and how he had become her safe harbor in a world that often felt chaotic and demanding. You care about my mother like she's your own? You call my brother when I'm not home. You know how I like my eggs and how I like my coffee. Jason Kelce wiped his eyes and knew that everything he said was true. He had seen Travis change over the past year, becoming more stable, more himself, and happier than he had ever been. You showed me what it means to be at home. Not a place, but a person. Not an address, but a pulse. Not a house, but arms that hold me. That line broke Travis all the way. He was crying as he listened to Taylor put into music everything he had been trying to tell her through his actions for months. Asterisk 87 reasons, and I'm just getting started. Could sing about you all night long, because you're the twist in the story that I didn't see coming. In a love story of my life, as the song came to an end, Taylor's voice got softer and more personal, as if she were singing just for Travis, even though the room was full of people who loved them both. So happy birthday to my favorite person who taught this songwriter what love songs really mean. Thanks for showing me that fairy tales come true when you find your king. The last chord hung in the air for a moment before Travis stood up, crossed the small space between them, and pulled Taylor into his arms without caring who was watching. He held her tightly and buried his face in her neck. Taylor could feel his tears on her skin. That was it? He started, then stopped, feeling too much. That was the most beautiful gift anyone has ever given me. Taylor, be serious? She whispered back, feeling shy all of a sudden. Are you serious? He pulled back to look at her, holding her face in his hands. I can't believe you said that about me. Taylor said, I could write 100 songs about you, and he meant it. You make it simple. Everyone else in the family was crying, but Donna was the first to speak. Her voice was thick with emotion when she said, Taylor, honey, that was so beautiful. I've never heard anyone describe Travis in that way before. She sees me, Travis said simply, still looking at Taylor like she was the most beautiful thing in the world. Better than I see myself at times. Kylie said the part about protection, wiping her eyes with a napkin. That's what Jason always says. It's not about being strong in your body. It's about helping someone feel safe being open. Patrick put his arm around Brittany and said, home is a person, not a place. Wow, that hit me in a different way. But everyone was shocked by how Jason reacted. The big, tough football player who had been the team's enforcer for years was crying. Travis, he said, his voice breaking a little. I've watched you your whole life, and I've never seen you as happy as you have been this past year. Now I know why. You didn't just find someone who loves you, you found someone who really knows you. Travis nodded, but he was too upset to say anything. Yes, she does. She knows everything. The good parts, the messy parts, the parts I'm still figuring out. And she loves everything about it, because everything is worth loving, Taylor said simply. And the truth of it settled over the room like a warm blanket. Wyatt, who had been very quiet during the song, suddenly spoke up from her father's lap. Are you going to marry Taylor, Uncle Travis? The question hung in the air, innocent and direct, like a question from a child. Travis and Taylor looked at each other, and something happened between them. Not panic or stress, but a calm understanding. Someday, princess, Travis said, never taking his eyes off of Taylor. I think I might be getting there when she's ready, Taylor said softly. The smile on Travis's face could have lit up the whole house. The rest of the night was a blur of birthday cake, more stories, and the warm comfort of family. But before everyone left, they all made sure to hug Taylor and thank her for the song. I've been hoping for years that Travis would find someone who understands him the way you do, Donna said as she put on her coat. That song shows that you really understand who he is behind all the noise. Taylor said, he makes it easy to love him. I've never met anyone with a bigger heart than your son. Looks like his mom, Travis said from across the room, which made Donna laugh. Travis and Taylor sat on his couch after everyone else had left. Her legs were across his lap and they were both tired but happy. "Thanks," Travis said for the 10th time that night. "Tonight, for the song and for everything else. Thanks for giving me something nice to write about," Taylor said, resting her head on his shoulder. "Do you mind if I tell you something?" Travis asked, sounding like he was thinking. "Always. I've been in love before, or at least I thought I had, but no one has ever understood me like you do. The way you wrote that song about me, it made me realize that all those other times I was just settling for someone who liked the idea of me." Taylor raised her head to see him. "And now I know what it's like to be loved just for who I am," Taylor teased gently, flaws and all, especially the flaws. "That's some of my favorite parts." "What kind?" "Like how you leave coffee mugs all over the house but never wash them in the dishwasher. Like how you sing out of tune in the shower but are sure of yourself. Like when you watch kids' movies and try to hide how you feel." "I didn't get upset while watching kids' movies." Travis made a weak protest. "You cried during Toy Story 4, baby. You know that ending was awful." Taylor laughed and leaned back against him. "You know those aren't really flaws. They are the parts of you that make you real." They sat in comfortable silence for a while, both thinking about the night and what it meant for their relationship. Taylor had written the song to show Travis how much she cared about him, but it was also her way of claiming him and showing his family and friends that this was serious and that she was all in. "Taylor, yes, I know Wyatt asked about us getting married. I felt it too. How did you feel?" Taylor was quiet for a moment as she thought about what she had said. "In every way that counts, I felt like we were already there. The paper and the party would just make it official. Is that what you want? Making it official with you?" "Yes, I think it is." Travis turned all the way around to face her and took her hands in his. "I love you, Taylor Swift, all of you, the famous person and the woman who writes me love songs while wearing pajamas, the singer who fills stadiums, and the girl who gets nervous singing for 12 people in my living room. Travis Kelce, the NFL star who cries at kids' movies. I love you too. Is the person who can catch anything thrown at him and the person who always catches me when I fall. We're doing a good job, aren't we? The best." Taylor leaned in to kiss him softly and said yes. Taylor thought about the song she had sung earlier that night when she posted a simple Instagram story with a picture of Travis's birthday cake and the words, "Happy birthday to my favorite human, red heart." Everything she said was true, but there was one thing she didn't say, something too personal and valuable to tell even his family. Travis had shown her that love didn't have to be hard, dramatic, or hurtful. It could be easy, steady, and certain. It could be coffee in the morning, texts all day, and someone who always chose her over and over again without making it feel like a sacrifice. Travis proposed to her on the beach in Rhode Island 6 months later during a quiet weekend at her parents' house. He told her that the night she sang 87 Reasons, he knew she was the one, not because of the song, which was beautiful, but because of the way she looked at him while singing it, as if he were her whole world, as if she couldn't picture herself anywhere else. Taylor would tell him that the first time she saw him cry during that song, she knew he was the one for her. Not because the gesture made him feel bad, but because he knew that she was giving him the most important thing she had, her music, her words, and her heart, all set to music. But that night, on his 35th birthday, there were only two people who had found something special and beautiful in each other, sitting on a couch in Kansas City, making plans for the future that felt as sure as the love song that started it all. What do you think of this lovely moment between Travis and Taylor? Have you ever had a gesture that made you feel like someone really understood you? Leave a comment below to let us know what you think. Sometimes the most powerful love songs are the ones with honest lyrics and melodies. And this is something I'm very interested in. What other private, personal times do you think Taylor and Travis have had together that show how close they are? The little things, the quiet talks, and the way real love shows up in everyday life. If this story made you believe in love that sees and loves every part of you, please like it and subscribe for more stories about the moments that shape our favorite celebrity relationships. Sometimes the best love songs are the ones that are written for just one person. On a regular Tuesday night in a living room full of family, it becomes special because of the love that fills it.